Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm having a weird issue where my audio is not popping up. Don't know why. I wonder, does that? Nope. Hmm. Let's see. How about, yeah, that'll do. Okay, so today I'm going to be playing a new game called Crown Trick. Crown Trick is a really interesting title. It is a Mystery Dungeon style roguelike. If you've ever played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you should know kind of what this game is like. Let me see if I can turn up the volume on here. Boop, boop, boop. Get a gain. Gain. It was around negative 40 something, so I can put it up to like a big. There we go. Maybe lower than that. Yeah, if you've ever played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you have an idea of what this game is kind of like. Randomized dungeons, enemies move after you take your turn, and let's just get into it and I'll show off the rest of it. It's got my save slot from earlier. I'm starting a new one for this. This game's visual style is so cute. I love it. I love it. Make sure. Wake up, for you are chosen. For the dawn will not grace with her presence those who refuse to open their eyes. Who's there? It was fate that led you to this realm. Now come forward, Elle. How did you know my name? At least you are cautious. Hopefully the ignorance will become tolerable with time. We are currently in the realm of nightmares. Here I am what humans would consider omniscient. I know everything about you, Elle. Your name, your past, and even the purpose of your little trip to this realm. Nightmares have brought forth disasters and chaos. As creatures on Earth suffer in endless agony, the world itself is on the brink of destruction. As the chosen hero, you are the one they dumped all the responsibilities on. You are the one destined to venture into the unknown and save the whole world. How do you know all this? Are you in charge of this nightmare realm? Are you the one causing pain and suffering for people? Ever so eager to arrive at erroneous conclusions. How typical of your kind. You are in the presence of the observer and guardian of the nightmare realm. I possess no true name, but you may refer to me as the Crown. Sorry if I was quick to judge, but it seems I have important work ahead of me. If you really are what you claim, you must have an idea of the culprit behind all this. Indeed, the nightmares are caused by none other than one of your own, someone whose heart is filled with greed, a human by the name of Vlad. Do you know where he is right now? Patience, girl. Impulsiveness will only lead to failure. It all started with a forbidden sacrificial rite performed by Vlad in the Nightmare Realm. With its seals broken, the power of Nightmare runs rampant, causing death and destruction not only in the Nightmare Realm, but in your world as well. My powers can no longer contain it. From what I see, you are woefully underprepared as well. Is there nothing we can do? Does it mean the world is beyond saving? So, I have to choose to either accept or decline the Crown's offer of assistance. I'm gonna accept. I suppose I could use some help. It's not like you're giving me any other choice. How impressive. That's the wisest thing you've said since you entered this realm. Now put me on if you don't mind. Let us depart at once. Curious. It seems that your body has absorbed every single drop of power I've provided for you. What did you put in me? Such fleeting faith. How fickle the human heart is. Worry not, silly girl, for I have no intentions of doing you any harm. I've simply cast a few spells to further facilitate our journey. You'll understand in due time. If you say so. Let us go forth, for the fate of both realms now rests within your hands. Or, perhaps more accurately, atop my head. I love her little bouncy animation. The Nightmare Realm is a different reality, operating on different rules from your world. Here, time is relative. It will only flow when you move, so take your time. Sometimes waiting for the enemies to approach can be smarter than foolhardy attacks. This is the most fundamental rule of the Nightmare Realm. You would do well to remember it. I've prepared some simple mechanisms ahead. Let's see how well you do. So, enemies and traps move when you do. You can skip a turn by pressing X. The idea there is just to skip your turn so the blocks move out of your way. Alright. So, we got the Spear of the Defender. It doesn't seem like you're strong enough to handle any real weapons yet. Here, let me help you with it for now. Your first objective, break those crates so we can keep moving forward. So, as you can see, I'm not the one carrying the spear. The crown is kind of levitating it for me. Spear-type weapons attack 2 spaces away, and they hit everything between you and the target. Whenever an enemy is close range, that number turns red. And the difference will be explained in a bit. You can see that one's number went down to 1 while that one's at 2. Remember that you can also change directions in place. Sometimes it's a better option than actual movement. Changing directions in place will not consume turns. So, because the spear has a range of 2, I can just poke at the enemies from a distance. In actual battle, a valid strategy is to wait in place or do an empty swing to force the flow of time. Enemies will have no choice but to initiate the battle by approaching you. Attack them while they're in range. So, I skip my turn until it gets within 2 spaces, and I hit them. And you can see on the tooltip up top, the enemy is stunned and broken, so they'll take additional damage. He'll be explaining how that works in a minute here. Here's something you might find helpful. Breaking enemies will make your attacks against them more effective. You can reduce the breakpoint of enemies by dealing damage to them. When an enemy's breakpoint reaches 0, they will be stunned and receive more damage from hits. So, their shield is their breakpoint. It's reduced by 1 when they take damage. Enemy breaks occur when that number reaches 0, and it becomes more stunned and takes more damage. Now if I start my turn next to them, they'll get a chance to hit me, but if I start far enough away, then I can kind of kite them a little bit. enemy is more vulnerable when it's charging or being around you. Then you can break them quicker. So, when an enemy is charging up an attack or close enough to you, they will actually take more breakpoint damage from your attacks. So, whoops. I really just ran into the abyss, huh? There we go. This bottle contains water from the fabled healing fountain. A sip from this elixir will do wonders for your vitality. Both your HP and MP will be replenished from elixir usage. You only get so many of them, though. Okay. Take a drink. There we go. These are called blink boots, which will allow you to move to a specified location instantly. However, their usage is limited. Plan it well. Using a blink doesn't consume turns. Available blink uses are shown by the gauge displayed underneath you. I'm not going to use one here because that would be a waste. Let's see. Okay. Blink is also useful when you need to get across blocked tiles, like so. Blink. Or tiles with elemental aspects. Otherwise, I take a lot of damage moving through that. Elemental tiles can also cause negative status effects for enemies. So enemies that are on fire will take damage every turn. It's a percentage of max HP. And I believe when they die, they'll actually spread the fire around them. Weak as my powers are right now, I can still replenish the energy of your blink boots, though only while we're here at the Fringe of Nightmares. You'll be on your own from later on. Blink. Blink. I wanted to get the money, so I ended up using an extra one. Oh, there we go. Familiars are stronger than normal enemies. Pay attention when you're dealing with them. Whoop. Gonna blink there and poke him. Now he's broken, and I can just focus on the damage. Not bad at all. Remember, in the Nightmare Realm, defeated familiars will be yours to command. So now I have unlocked the Fire Breather familiar, which gives me access to 2 of that familiar's skills. So, my 1 skill is a Fire Blast that deals damage and generates fire tiles. My 2 skill sets down an explosive barrel, which will explode when it gets attacked. Kind of like that. Moving on. Oil element. Any target on this tile will become greasy, taking 50% more damage. Yeah. Combining elemental effects can be very potent and lets you complete objectives really, really fast. Decent performance, but you still have a long way to go. Don't get cocky. Showing off the barrel. Boom. It explodes, leaving fire behind, and does damage when it blows up. Victory. Okay. Here we are. What is this place? The Hall of Reincarnation. You may think of it as a safe room in between different realms of nightmares, impervious to the chaos unfolding outside. Here we will be able to travel to other dream realms and resolve the anomalies within. And how do you propose we do that? There are no doors to the outside, and we're basically trapped here. Uncontrolled naivety is but the same as ignorance. Do humans dream by entering a door? We will be able to travel unfazed within dream realms by falling asleep. I suggest you try it by this desk in a bit. But first I'm gonna run around and show the area. These side passages here are blocked off right now. We will unlock those later. Right now, all we can do is sit at the desk, choose a realm, and then move on. Day 1, the Realm of Nightmares. Waking up in the Nightmare Realm all by herself, Elle encounters a strange crown claiming to be the Guardian of Nightmares. According to him, the disasters affecting both realms can be traced to some villain named Duke Vlad. The Duke is now laying low somewhere within the Nightmares. Defeating him seems to be the only way to bring peace to both realms. Alright, at the start of each run, you'll get a selection of weapons to choose from, as well as a familiar. This weapon is a rifle. Rifles have long distance and will pierce through enemies, so they hit in a line. This one, for each enemy hit, increases physical defense by 5 for a turn, maximum 5 stacks. And for each bullet shot, increase attack by 3. You removed upon manual reload. While this one's a chainsword, which does damage in 2 parts and gives you increased dodge by 5%. So what this means is it'll hit twice. While this one has 3 shots before it needs to be reloaded, which takes a turn. You can also manually reload it, like so. As you can see, each shot gives me a stack of an attack boost, up until I need to reload the weapon. I'm going to go with the chainsword for now, as there are some interesting things you can do with it. You need to take the familiar before leaving. So, I've unlocked the fire breather. Once you've unlocked more familiars, it'll randomly select up to 3, and you can choose one from them. Whenever you break an enemy, I'll be able to absorb part of its power and channel it to you. If you are somehow able to break another enemy before that power diminishes, we will be able to keep the circuit, if you may, running and accumulate more velocity and power. Not only will you be stronger, your blink boots will be replenished as well. Therefore, it is our mutual benefit that allows it is to our mutual benefit that enemies can be consecutively broken in battle. Fight as hard as your human body allows, girl. So when you break an enemy, this gauge fills up. The more the gauge fills, the higher your attack gets, and you get a blink charge for each section of the gauge you complete. So I've got a lot of drops here. What's this? Starlight Daggers is a dual blade that grants a random buff or debuff for every 7 hits. Dual blades hit 1 space away, but they hit twice. This, the Spear of Scorching Lava, when you hit 2 enemies at once, you form a fire tile where the enemies are standing, and you get increased crit damage. This deals significantly more damage than my weapon right now, although I think the chainsword deals 14 damage twice. I'm not certain about that, though. This does change the element from physical to fire, and it gives me a significant buff to my skill damage here. So I think I'm going to pick that up. We'll break that. Reap the benefits. There we are. Gold is a currency to be used during the run, while soul shards are used outside the run for permanent upgrades. Extinguishing powder is a consumable item. It removes the scorched debuff and makes you immune to it for 3 turns. It'll also activate immediately if you get the condition. What you've picked up will certainly help us in the future. Keep it for a rainy day. Alright, chest room. What do we get? A lot of money. Some soul shards, and the glass dagger. If you're undamaged during this turn, your crit will be increased by 20%, lasting for 1 turn. So every turn that you're undamaged, you get 20% bonus to crit damage, I think. Just so you know, I will be constantly monitoring your status during our journey and record everything you see within different dream realms. If you forget anything, just come to me. Only by constant learning will we reach our goal. So, by pressing I, you can open up your character page, see all the things you've picked up this run. Your archive will tell you about the familiars, weapons, relics, and items you've discovered. Your achievements will be unlocked here, and your encyclopedia will tell you about enemies you've encountered and give you some extra info. These contraptions called waypoints are most common in the Nightmare Realm. They will be ready for use when lightened. Using waypoints can save us a lot of time during our journey. So by opening the map and clicking on a waypoint, you can teleport to it. You have to have been in the room that it's in, though. Shape-shifting origami. A piece of paper floats in the middle of the room, surrounded by arcane energy. After careful examination, you realize the markings on the paper are instructions for origami. By folding the paper, following different instructions, you will be able to make different things with it. I carefully examine this piece of paper. You circle around and discover 2 words printed on the back of the paper, shape-shifting origami. So, I can either gain gold equal to my current gold, or soul shards equal to my current soul shards. I'm going to do that one, because permanent upgrades are more important than money. You proceed with one set of the instructions very carefully, observing the blue light within the markings that guides your every step. You can feel the arcane energy bursting out of your finished product before vanishing into thin air. So, my shards went up from 15 to 30. That's going to let me get more stuff. Although familiar skills in Blink have proven to be very useful, you might hesitate to use them sometimes when you're low on MP or Blink usages. It is perhaps human nature to worry without reason, but fear not in my presence, for I will fully replenish your MP and Blink usages every time you enter battle in a new area. Focus on defeating the enemies in front of you instead. So, the first time you enter a new battle, you get your MP and Blink charges all the way back up. And right there I've used my familiar skills to effectively tear the enemy to pieces. So we get the Hand of Strange Magics. Fetches objects directly in front of you, applying stunned for 1 turn. Ooh, it can fetch enemies. That's neat. Shadow Kunai deals massive damage when attacking targets that aren't yet in combat. But I'm good. I'm warning you, do not come any closer. I have poison. Poison that could melt your bones, or brains, or bones in your brains. You really shouldn't have bones in your brain. Thanks a bunch. You know somewhere safe around here? Please take me with you. I'm sure my skills can be of use somehow. So I've unlocked the alchemist, Barbara. And she's given me the relic for canned air, the blueprint. Looks like a blueprint to me. Is this a blueprint for a relic? Do we need to go to a specific blacksmith for these? Don't forget that we are in the realm of dreams and fiction. Certain anomalies result from the malleability of the fabric with which this world was constructed. There's a special recovery device next to the merchant in the dream realm dimensions. Hand in your blueprints there and the things will appear in your next dream, or nightmare. Who knows? Alright, what do I get? Looks like explosive catalyst. After lava damage is dealt, reduce the relic's lava resistance. And that is a weapon lock that summons a random blue rarity item. Oh, it's not random. Okay, you get a choice. The Void Rifle. After using a skill, your next normal attack deals extra damage once to each target it hits. The Sword of Corrosion. Max HP is reduced by 20%, but whenever your attacks crit, you regain HP. And I think those stars need to be purchased. It'll decrease alert range by a tile. Or the Spear of Shattering Charge. When continuously moving in the same direction, your attack will be increased by 5 per stack. Maximum 5 stacks. Any other movement or action will cancel that effect. So it's like a jousting lance. This deals a lot of damage. It gives me incentive to crit, so I'm going for the Sword of Corrosion. Oh, the Swashbuckler. You've fallen into my trap, Swashbuckler. Break them. Deal heavy damage. Teleport down here, take out the ads. Come at me, Swashbuckler. There we go. Alright. Now that I have beaten the Swashbuckler, I can use their skills. Backstep Strike, which does an attack in front and shifts you back 2 tiles, and Swallow Flip, which does 4 attacks within 2 vertical tiles. So, I have enhanced your capabilities so that you may use the skills of 2 familiars at once. This way we might have a better shot at defeating Vlad. And the chest? I get 2 volatile powers dealing minor lava damage to 1 tile within 5 spaces, leaving a lava tile behind. Alright, now I got a relic. After defeating enemies with normal attacks, restore 10 mana. Or, there's a 30% chance the crit damage you deal with a crit strike will be increased by 150%. Or, when hitting an enemy without critting, get a 5% crit buff. That stacks and gets removed when crit occurs. So, my weapon gives me 10 health every time I crit, so adding crit chance is really good for me. Oh, and here's another familiar crystal. If I had more than 2 familiars, this would give me an option to switch one out for a new one. Break that one. Break that one. Alright, that fight was relatively simple. Yeah. I knew that secret was there. This room always has a secret in the exact same spot. Alright, get a new weapon log. The Time Piercer. This weapon is interesting. It's really difficult to use properly, though. The Headhunter. 10% chance to render hit enemies immobile for 3 turns. And Frost and Flames. First attack deals fire and could apply Scorch. The second one deals ice and could apply Frozen. I want to show off the Time Piercer. So, you slash, nothing happens. Then a turn later, explosions in a 3x3 area in front of you. It's really hard to use effectively because the damage doesn't come out when you expect it to. So you have to plan your turns a lot more carefully. Alright, this is the boss door. As soon as I walk in here, I'll be fighting the boss of floor 1. Or at least the boss this time. I think it might be the same every time. It might randomize. I'll just dodge that. Oh, she pulled me in. Gonna break the enemy, place a lava thing. Let's blink and fire blast. This will hit her 2 times, once from the fire, once from the explosive. Break you. We'll teleport to get out of there. Break this enemy gives my blink back. We'll blink out and hit her. We do 4 attacks with Swallow Flip that drops her break bar by a lot. And now she's broken. We'll stick some explosive behind her. hit her a couple times, and Fire Blast for big damage. Swallow Flip. We'll start smacking away. Move out of range. We're being a little bit tricksy here. Let's go ahead and use my elixir so I can heal up a little bit and get some mana back. That was unnecessary. I only blinked one space. I'm just flexing on her now. 4 hits to break her, and this should be lethal. There we go. Now I've unlocked the pistol weapon type, and the staff weapon type, and legendary relics can be obtained now. Many other adventurers and warriors before you have left their mark on this world. Their legendary weapons are scattered across the Nightmare Realm. If you don't like your current weapon, there are plenty of others to choose from. To face vicious enemies, you have to choose your weapons carefully. Various rare relics are hidden across the Nightmare Realm, left by warriors of the past. If they really are that precious, shouldn't we try to return them to their owners? It's been decades or even centuries since their visits. I don't think it's necessary anymore. Use them in your fight against the power of Nightmare. That's their original purpose of existence, after all. Alright, boss chest. What do I get? Ooh, that's a legendary. Stat scroll will increase my stats when I use it. This one, I don't know what this does. Oh, it's lore. I'm not gonna read the lore ones out because they're kind of long, but basically, yeah, child soldiers were a thing. It seems that Elle has some sort of destiny that she can't avoid. Get the Teardrop of Luna relic. This staff, using items will restore your HP. Staffs hit up to 2 spaces away, and they deal usually elemental damage of some type, I think. This pistol deals lightning damage. Your rapid fire is electrified with a 10% chance to paralyze on hit. So, pistols fire 3 shots, but the 3rd shot hits twice. That's the rapid fire. Okay, stat scroll. I can either get attack bonus or skill power bonus. I think I want the attack bonus more. So you get a fixed bonus to all of your stats, and then you get to choose an extra bonus to go on top. When using a skill, there's a 25% chance to recast it on the same target. Skills can crit, and when you deal a crit to an enemy, they'll also get a random elemental status condition. I want the elemental cube, because I want my crits to come off of my weapon. I can't show my weapon here. Down here, yeah. Whenever your attacks crit, regain health. So, I can't take the weapons with me, sadly. I'll just be moving on. Okay. Up, 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 up. Alright, this is the Spring of Regeneration. You get healed Your mana gets restored, and you get all of your elixirs back. By default, elixirs restore half your health and mana. And this is the shop. Have you forgotten already? That is the recovery device I've mentioned before. Hand in your blueprints by approaching it. Corresponding items will then be unlocked and may appear in your dreams later. That's something to look forward to, at least. So as soon as you walk close enough to it, your blueprints will get sucked in, and you can find them later. So the store will sell 3 random consumables, 3 random relics, and 3 random weapons. None of the weapons are weapons I really want. Every time you deal electricity damage, there's a 10% chance to paralyze. I have no idea what that was. Oh, okay. So pressing V lets you look at stuff from a distance. The Vial of Extreme Fragility gives you 15 MP every time you beat an enemy when your health is full. The Book of Maps, all normal indicators of the mini-map will be turned on. I have no idea what that does. I'm gonna buy it. And that'll let me know. Alright, next floor. Floor 2. The City of Steam. Took a lot of damage there because I kept misclicking. Don't want to step into that. Electrified water can be painful. I don't want you running away. You give me stuff. Come back here, you. No, you got away. You're not getting away from me that easily. And we'll break you and take your stuff. So you can only carry so many consumable items. I think 4 by default. Remove greasy, fetch objects, deal minor lava damage. I think I'm gonna replace the Hand of Strange Magics with this. No, don't want to blink. I need to save my blink. It's the last one I've got. My crit is up by 20% right now. Alright, we got a blue weapon lock. Attacks shoot a Tempest up to 4 tiles away when your health is full. It's not. Damage dealt to plus 100% to enemies at 4 tiles away. Or the Axe of Salty Waters applies Drenched, which decreases physical defense. I don't want any of those. Oh, this is a familiar fight. The Trickster. Alright, we'll break that enemy. Smack him a couple times. unable to attack, skipping a turn. Let's teleport out of the paralysis area. And he's just gonna do that. I'm still paralyzed. There we go. We'll break him. Hit both these enemies. Break. Please. Instead of using our blink charge, we are going to use backstep strike to move out of the zone. Okay. You cannot dodge the lightning orb. And we can just break him. There we go. Familiar defeated. But you still have to beat the rest of the enemies in a zone. There we go. Now we've unlocked the chest, as well as the familiar crystal. Get a dream key, can open stuff. Stat scroll, we want crit damage since we have so much crit chance. And, ooh, whenever you deal water damage to drenched targets, deal extra damage with the Blade of Streams and apply Drench to a random enemy. I don't have water damage right now. When damaging enemies not yet in combat, their breakpoint goes down twice. When continuously using the same skill, reduce the base cost by 20%. I'm going to take the Blade of Streams just in case I get water damage, because the other ones aren't super good either. The Trickster gives you Lightning Orb. It'll bounce between enemies, jumping up to 4 times, dealing less damage each time. Or Gravitational Field, which pulls all enemies towards the center and stuns them for a turn. I don't want either of those. What does that do? I have no idea. I bet it would have done something during the fight, but it doesn't now. We're gonna wait to use that. Okay, so this is something the keys can be used on. That meat there will heal me. The only sources of healing I have right now are my elixir and my sword if I manage to crit. Alright, I managed to beat that enemy before he got away. So, he dropped something. The Focus Sash. When suffering a hit that would kill you, your HP is set to 1 instead. Only activates once per floor. That's literally just the item from Pokemon, huh? Hey, you! Yes, I'm talking to you. Kid, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and help me! I've got money! Tons of money! Gonna break you. Dodge. 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 And go for the break. Okay. Phew. Thanks, I guess. You have a shelter? That'd be nice. Escort me there, and I shall give you a hefty bonus, girl. I rescued Stein of the Vault of Souls. You'll see what these people locked up in cages do later. Okay, that's the boss room. I'm going to teleport back here, check out the room to the right. Okay, this is a slot machine. You can pay gold for random benefits. There we go. Used a lot of mana, but remember, your mana comes back at the start of every fight, so it's not a big deal. Alright, let's use our teleport to get back over here. I'll run back up this way. I don't need that, so I can keep the key for a later floor, assuming I beat the boss. The Monument of Dreams. You enter a dimly lit room with nothing but a piano sitting on carpet made from the softest red velvet. Placed on the clearly well-used but elegant piano are some music sheets. Someone used to play here. You sit in front of the piano, stroking the still-tuned keys with your fingers. I'll play according to the music sheets. As if each with their own mind, your fingers play the most enchanting tune. As the music goes on, you can see blood starting to seep out from your fingertips. However, you can only feel exhilaration and unending satisfaction. What will you do? If I keep playing, I lose 20 health, and I have a chance to obtain a relic. I don't really want to do that. You cannot deal with the pain any longer and decide to stop before you completely lose control. Now I'll just teleport back over here and head to the boss room. Okay. Drink. Lab mutation. He chucks boxes at you. That's his deal. There we are. Smack ya. Do a swallow flip. Smack ya. Go for the break. We'll avoid the damage with a blink. Break that box. Alright. Bring him down. Alright. Got some mana back. Right now, He's in a biochemical frenzy. I don't want anything to do with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep kiting him to the best of my ability. And set down my explosives right next to him, so that when he tries to tremor and knock boxes around, I can just avoid him. There we go. Got the shotgun weapon type and the gauntlet weapon type. Okay, so that boss drops a lot of boxes just everywhere. And he can throw boxes he's next to. There's no way to avoid the attack, so you just have to make sure you're not in the same lane as a box. He can summon boxes by dropping them from the sky, but if you have the familiar that I have that gives you potent explosive barrel, you can just set a barrel down next to him, and as soon as he slams the ground, it'll explode, dropping fire on all those tiles, which will destroy the boxes he knocks down. Potion of Knowledge. Another journal. So the gauntlet weapon type hits enemies up to 3 tiles away. This one increases the physical damage the target receives. The Death Knell shotgun gives you 10 attack after defeating an edge-adjacent target. That expires after you reload. So shotguns fire in a cone. I only have 2 shots. Advanced Relic Lock. When using electric skills, all targets already paralyzed get an extra lightning strike. Or, Spiked Heavy Shield, get an attack buff depending on your defense value. Increase your attack by 1 for every 1 point of defense, capping at 50. Or Cloak of the Mentor. Reduce MP cost of all skills by 40%, but their cooldown increases by 3 turns. What is my current defense? 0, I think. So none of those really do much for me, but I think I'll take Cloak of the Mentor. And then I'll increase my skill power this time. And head on to floor 3. This is a pretty decent first run. I don't think I've unlocked anything on this account yet. On this save file, anyway. Moving on. Get my health, mana, and elixir back. Ooh, you're selling a lot of things. The Fat Boy Shotgun auto-reloads when an enemy 1 tile away is defeated. The Coral Longsword deals water damage, and you get a stack of Coral Aegis every time you beat an enemy, maxing out at 2 stacks. Every stack obtained can cancel out an enemy attack. Ooh. And this does water damage, which if you remember, when I deal water damage to drenched targets, I deal extra damage and apply drench to a random enemy. So I want this. The trigger rate for all additional status conditions will be set to 17%. Magnifier, when attacking with their weakness aspect, damage increased goes up by 30%. Skill damage up by 30%, however, when you deal damage, reduce your HP by 5. What is... I don't think I have a drench chance on this, but I still want it. I just need to find a way to drench enemies. I mean, as long as they step in water, I'm good, right? I can't buy anything else that I care about anyway. My health went down because my maximum health went up. So, like, I have missing health now. I should have considered that before hitting the spring. Alright, ocean depths. Alright, they're weak to ice, but I don't have ice damage yet. Oh, I thought he was just gonna die. Oh well. Get some money. Money, money, money. After you hit these enemies, they become immune for a couple turns, I think. No, I don't want any of that. Bye-bye. And why don't I just shoot fire at y'all? Alright. We'll use Swallow Flip to break this one. And we'll smack him for damage. No, that's a little much. I'm going up here. Gotta turn myself and break that one. And just smack him. Break you. Dodge that. Break you. Dodge that. Dodge that. That's what happens if you smack him while his defense is up. There we go. Now what do you do? Axe of Fury. For every enemy defeated, gain 5 attack for 5 turns. Meh. Alright, familiar room. We'll skip a turn. Smack ya. Smack ya. Broke him. My damage bonus is up a lot. Let's get out of the poison, which I didn't notice up until now. See, he's drenched. I have a 50% damage bonus. And then I've got Blade of Streams, which will deal extra damage. We'll do a backstep strike, not that, backstep strike, to deal some damage and get out of range. Smack him. Smack him one more time, and that's it. I took a good amount of damage in that fight. That fight isn't over. Okay, there we go. Let's open you. What do I get? A relic. Deal extra damage based on current buffs when an enemy is broken. When using a skill, there's a 20% chance that the cost will be reduced to 0. I like that one. I don't have any defense, so I'll take this. Alright, and now I can pick up King Octo if I want. Fires an energy mass, dealing poison damage and applying poison that spreads to adjacent enemies. Or Deceptive Poison Wave creates a 5x3 wave that poisons enemies. If it hits a poison target, it imprisons them for 2 turns. I'm good. I don't need any of those. Whoop. Challenge. Take damage 5 times or less. The less damage you take, the better the reward. There we go. Got the challenge without getting hit once. So I get a big bonus. I think it's mostly just gold. I don't remember though. Yeah, it's mostly gold. But I got a weapon blueprint. The Scythe of Thanatos. This is a cursed chest. So, upon opening the chest, you will bleed until you kill an enemy, but you get a rare relic in exchange. Now, kids, it's very rude to treat the elderly like this. I happen to suffer from a bit of arthritis, and this room might be too damp and cold for my knees. We'll dodge the harpoon. Smack ya. Skip a turn. And break. There we go. I can't say that I personally endorse the use of violence, but thank you nonetheless. Thanks, Manda. Alright, boss room. We'll go down here. Oh, I see what the map's thing does now. I know there's a chest down there, and I know there's an obelisk over there. Burn! Smack ya, smack ya, smack ya. I see you over there. I don't think I don't notice you. Smack ya, smack ya. Now you're broken and I can just murder. Alright, immunity to all elemental damage for 1 turn. Applying silence to attackers. Meh. I haven't used any consumable items yet. I should probably use those more. I just don't really have any need to, you know? I'm just so good at this game. Oh, on usage, teleports the user to a random location. That's terrible. Why would you use that? Yeah, it might get you out of danger. It also might murder you. You discover what appears to be a surgical room of sorts. Messy and stuffed with supplies, it seems like an operation was performed here just recently. The pungent smell of disinfectant and blood is making you dizzy. You hear footsteps in the corridor behind you. You decide to either hold your breath and try to find something, lose 20 health, get a 20% chance for a relic, or escape before the owner returns. I don't want to risk my health so close to a boss. Can't cast a skill here. I am avoiding that. Whoop. Whoop. We'll do swallow flip to break you, smack you, and kill this one. There we go. Grants immunity to all elemental status conditions for 3 rooms. Yes. So now I can't be given any status conditions for 2 rooms. I wonder what that would have done. Alright. We'll go back over here. This room doesn't count towards my total. Coarse cotton gloves. Wonder what those do. I can find out. Damage dealt by environmental items actively triggered gets increased by 100%. And as I mentioned before, this familiar crystal can let you switch out with a random familiar that you've already unlocked. So, I'm going to teleport up here. Oop. Thanks, Manda. Boss room for the 3rd floor. Here we go. Oh, I don't like this boss. He throws his spear. When he recalls it, it creates poison nearby. He can summon enemies and attacks large areas. Poison wave. He can also eat his allies to heal. We'll do a swallow flip. We'll dodge and hit him. Yeah, he can absorb a tile of poison element to give himself damage bonus. Alright. Ow. He charged me, so I can't move, and he's just gonna combo me. Gonna swallow flip him. Burn him. He heals a little bit. Let's teleport out of there. Burn. Let's avoid that. You're drenched now, buddy. Okay. Ow! Let's teleport out of there and use my elixir to heal. I thought for sure he was stunned. Ow. Gotta teleport away to avoid that. I am low on health. No thanks. Ow. Ow. Oh, he got me. Oh, that boss is difficult. I made it pretty far, though. Okay, so now I have unlocked the Alchemist, the Old Lady Stein, Barbara, and Amanda. The Stein, over here. Welcome! Feel free to take a look around. Oh, it's you, the girl who happened to pass by the other day. I seem to remember a certain someone who still owes us a hefty bonus. For heaven's sake, what a gaudy-looking crown! And it talks as well. Gaudy? Gaudy is how you'll look when you try to get out of paying the ones who saved your life. Please don't be scared, he won't actually hurt you. Alright, it is true I have an abundance of wealth, however it will not be given out for free. I am a banker, after all. How about this instead? I'll let you in on the secret of making money as a token of my gratitude. Do a bit of investment with me, and one day you'll be able to gain more riches than you could ever imagine. Time is money, friend. Move along if you don't have important business to deal with. So, each of these shops gives you an option for spending your soul shards. And you have to spend your shards every run. You can't save them normally. Unless you start picking up the Shard Collector talent, which will let you retain some of your shards every time you start a new run. So that can let you save up a little bit extra. The item shop, if a boss-type enemy was defeated in your last run, a treasure chest appears in the initial room of your next adventure. The more bosses you beat, the better your treasure gets. And then the Atelier, Amanda, gives you an extra elixir use. That is a no-brainer. And she can increase how much your elixirs restore. Gonna buy all the basic upgrades at the very least. I want the Soul Shard upgrade. At the item shop, upgrading your carry limit is good. I want to increase the elixir healing as much as possible. And we'll go chat with the other NPCs. Thanks for saving me the other time. I'm Barbara, by the way. Alchemy is a lifelong passion. If you're going on any more adventures from now on, seek me out for some really potent potions. And hello to you as well. I see that crown of yours blinking. It's sentient, isn't it? Does it talk at all? Hello there. You know, it's just common courtesy to answer politely when someone says hello to you. I have no interest in wasting my time on greeting every human I meet. Sorry, Barbara. All of this is just new to him. He doesn't mean any harm. Oh, don't worry about it at all. He's probably just a bit bashful. I get it. Don't hesitate to come visit before your next adventure. I'll give you the best prices. Let me make sure I'm not getting your name wrong, honey. Elle, is it? It was very nice for you to help out back there, little Elle. You can call me Amanda. I worked as a housekeeper for Dr. Frank. And this is Annie. Oh, she has a cat in her hair. I didn't notice. I used to be pretty good at needlework when my eyes were still good. If you want, I can make you some pouches or bags. This way you'll be able to carry more food with you on your journeys. Without proper nutrients, you won't be able to grow stronger. Thank you very much, Miss Amanda. I love these NPCs. Alright, that's one run down. I think... Let's see. I've been going for an hour and a half. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it off here for today. I've got some business to attend to, preparing for a campaign later tonight. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll come back again. Crown Trick is one of my favorite games, honestly. It's a really challenging one, but it gives you a nice battle system with a lot of depth, really good music, very wonderful art style, and yeah, overall, it's just a really good game. I'll be playing this one a lot more in the future. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good day. I'd love to see you again. I love you all. Goodbye. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.